Hello, everyone. How are you?
Hello, everyone. It's good to see you all.
Great to have you all back.
It's truly great to be in your presence.
I am incredibly honored to be here today.
Yeah, it's my great pleasure to be speaking about horology in front of you.
Yep, thanks. Every watch event we've ever gone to.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Thank you all for coming. So today we're going to be talking about complications.
I don't understand why you're
We love watch events. We're actually hosting a watch. This is the first time we're announcing it. We're actually hosting a watch event on June 8th, Wednesday,
Yep.
June 8th. I will talk about it later. Very, very cool. Talk about it later.
Yes.
But our watch events are fun. But a lot of watch events are just about people showing up to show off how much money they have.
Yeah.
And that's really it.
Yep.
That's really the point of a watch event.
Yes.
Do you know my suit costs $8,000? Someone said this in my presence one day.
I remember.
I answered, "Wait, how much does your suit cost?"
$8,000. Did you not hear me? It's $8,000.
It's like, you f***ing
Wow.
know.
And
It's
you
like,
still, the shoulders are too big on it.
oh my god, it's exhausting.
Oh my god. Anyways,
Wait, you have $8,000? Are you rich? Fucking idiots.
You're kidding.
Oh, God. Oh, it's
anyways,
exhausting.
this video is sponsored by Simply Carbon Fiber.
Yes, it is. Whoa, Simply Carbon Fiber.
Actually, fantastic case, fantastic wallet,
Yeah.
very slim wallet. We'll talk more about that later, but if you want to check it out while we are talking, you
Yeah. Just kidding, but it's Simply Carbon Fiber, right? Looks great.
Wow,
right?
yeah. Hold on, look that way.
Looks great.
Wow.
Thank you, Simply Carbon Fiber.
You can go to simplycarbonfiber.com/TH and use code TH10 for 10% at checkout.
Love it.
Fantastic.
What are we talking about today, Big Mike?
Oh, big Christian, we're talking about a few things.
You're a very petite guy.
Do you actually
You're
think
you're
that?
Looking great.
Do you mean that?
You're looking
Because I've been
great.
going on runs. Long runs. Well, today we're talking about what Grand Seiko is missing.
Cheerleaders.
That's true. Remember that song?
No.
Ooh, I think that
I found
Oh,
myself
so
a
the guy
cheerleader. Yeah, who was that by? It hit a part of my brain.
That
I
guy. Yeah, I saw your eyes flash.
Yeah.
And we're talking about what Grand Seiko is missing. It's very specific, but I think eventually it's coming, and this is not on any watches they make now. It's not saying like, oh, they're missing this in their watches. This is a specific type of watch that I think they're missing.
Oh,
Oh,
well, I'm very interested to hear what you have to say.
thank you. So we'll also be talking about Longines because we just did a shoot with them, and now I'm in love with their divers.
I know, me
We're
too.
talking about Vacherons. I have no idea how to pronounce this. Their art tribute, what they did with the Louvre, which is crazy.
I saw that. Wow, that's nuts.
Oh, yeah.
Which is
Those are
pronounced, by the way, Louvre.
I wish I could keep a straight face longer. But yeah, that's what we're talking about. And then finally we'll close with the Grand Seiko conversation.
Yeah. You ever see Midnight in Paris?
Yeah.
Oh, great movie. It's talking
yeah.
about, listen, let's just say I'm no Francophile, okay? So it's
Yeah.
like, I don't like their politics. So great.
Recently, during the time of shooting, yesterday, we went fishing.
We did. That's why you look tan.
Yes. That's the only... That's why you look
That's
tan.
why you look
That's the only reason why you look tan.
Michael grew up fishing, so he was felt at home on the boat yesterday.
did.
Do you feel more at home on a boat than you do in like living room?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Never feel at home. Even in my own house, I don't feel at home.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed my dad yesterday so much.
Yeah, of course you did.
Oh, my God. It was
That's
horrible. At one point, I was just like, oh, my God, I want to go home.
Yeah. My dad's he's in pharmaceuticals.
So every
when
time-
every time I do drugs, I think about my dad.
I miss my dad.
No, I don't do drugs, and my dad's not a pharmacist.
You're right. You get that specific.
Yeah.
If he was a pharmacist, I would miss him when I did drugs.
Yeah, exactly.
But since he sells them, I miss them when I sell them.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Anyways, we
you guys
went on
think I
the
bought my G-Wagon with watch money?
the business actually doesn't really succeed. You need time for business to grow.
No. I was rich overnight.
Yeah.
Because of heroin.
Yeah. Believe it or not.
No, it was a prescription. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we went fishing yesterday, with Longines watches, and we obviously I've seen them before, but I haven't really like spent a day with them.
No, you're right.
Specifically,
No, I'd spend a day with Longines watches, not the divers.
yes, that's what I mean. The diver specifically the Hydro Conquest
Mm-hmm.
in 39 millimeters, and the Legend Diver, which you can get in 36, but we spent time with 40 millimeter.
Amazing size.
Yeah.
Fit on my wrist, amazing.
40 millimeters is we say it on every single video. It's like, well, it's a little too big for my wrist. This felt fine to the point where I want to see the 36 because I'm assuming that'd be the one I go for, but
Yeah.
also maybe not.
No,
it could be too small.
The 40 was perfect on me. I wore the black 40 on on the mesh Milanese strap.
Oh, it was
Unbelievably
gorgeous.
good watch.
But yeah,
it felt great.
there's nothing really to say about these watches besides, wow, they are beautiful. And if you get a Hydro Conquest and 39 millimeters, 300 meters water resistance.
Fantastic value watches.
Oh my
Fantastic
god!
value.
And obviously, we did an ad for them. We are getting paid by them. We work with them. But this is just standing there fishing all day. I was like, these are gorgeous watches.
Yes, just so like I go back into it. Like Longines nor any watch brand they don't pay us enough for me to lie about them. Nor do they ask us to lie about them ever.
Right.
So this idea, the notion that is common sometimes said out there that our opinion is bought. This is a very very silly opinion. It's very very silly.
These watches, especially the Longines Legend Diver.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh yeah.
I would want it,
With
like
that
I said,
Foom dial, that vignette dial.
which honestly I didn't think would work. I thought I'd want
amazing.
flat black, flat.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Great job.
Yes.
Great job, Longines. Fantastic stuff.
Yesterday I was talking to a friend about you ever have like a moment where you're like falling
I hope it doesn't rain today. I drove my convertible here.
One drop hits the window all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But I was talking with a friend yesterday. You ever
Buys a Chrysler Sebring, says, I drove here in my convertible.
secondhand?
Yeah, secondhand.
Well, because it loses so much value. You're actually not financially smart, no matter the car.
Exactly.
I saw a BMW, the original M3 today.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
They made an M version of the E30. I don't have it, but every time I say, I drive an E30, people are like, oh, the M? I'm like, no. They're like, oh.
Oh, cool.
I'm like, fuck you.
You're like, it was a deal.
Why do you mean? Show me your fucking car.
Yeah, show me yours. I was talking with a friend yesterday, very brief interjection, about, you ever been like falling asleep in class and like everyone claps, or like a movie, people start clapping, like, and all of a
I
sudden
never fell asleep in class, which is probably why you work for me. No, no, I fell asleep in class all the time. Are you kidding me?
You never do the clapping?
In what?
Like, if you're falling asleep and someone starts clapping next to you,
really?
you'll come out of the sleep like...
Oh, really?
You've never done that?
No, I honestly, I wasn't kidding. I really, I don't think I ever fell asleep
Oh
in class.
my god, dude! I'd fallen out of my chair in class.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just because if it was a movie in class, out.
What school were you watching a lot of movies in class?
Oh yeah. I went to school for film.
Oh,
that's funny. I understand.
I never fell asleep. But when I fall asleep at home, like if I'm reading or whatever, you do the. And just
Mine's much more violent.
10 minutes, just. It's like, just go to bed.
It's so funny because it's like, why don't I want to go to bed if I say it out loud?
Makes no sense.
Oh, because I want to stay up longer. It's like you can't even say it.
When I watch a movie with my dad, which is not that often when we watch a movie, he's like, he tries to have input on the movie we watch. I'm like, no, you're gonna be asleep in 7 minutes.
Yeah.
No, you have no say.
Nothing.
No say.
I hate you.
I love my dad.
This video is brought to you by Simply Carbon Fiber. Mm-hmm. They make case accessories, or they make phone accessories like cases, and
they make a whole host of things. They make sunglasses. Yeah. They make a whole host of stuff.
Yeah.
Right now, we've got the phone case and we've got the money clip.
Yes, and these are really utilizing the incredible strength and like stiffness of carbon fiber, and how much that aids in day-to-day life. Like your phone, for example, with a carbon fiber backing, significantly stronger. This wallet is incredibly light, but also very, very strong, very resistant to heat if you're going to be in extreme heat.
It's just extremely strong and slender. I also happen to like the way carbon fiber looks. I think the styling
modern,
is very cool.
Aggressive,
100%. I don't like it in these large quantities wrapping a car. That's not my style. But a little accent of carbon fiber I think is very, very cool. I love both of these things, both my phone case and my wallet here. Period end. I slip my credit card right out. I slip out my Amex Platinum. I swipe my Amex out really, really quickly. It's very, very useful. I love my wallet. I think it's great. And literally, I've used it all the time.
I love my wife. I think she's great.
What the is that from a movie?
No, I'm just
you're just being
That's
silly.
how the creative mind works, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, I just say it. Now I make a film about it.
I just say it. That's the thing. But yeah, their accessories are great, very tough. And like we said, they have that universally appealing look in a nice, restrained way.
Yeah, I am delicate with my stuff, I guess, to a degree, but I've dropped both things and literally nothing. Literally nothing to speak of.
Yep.
Incredibly durable. I feel very safe with them. They hold my money, and which I have plenty, by the way. And it's a joke. It's playing a character.
It's crazy. I was afraid if it wasn't carbon fiber, it would snap.
They hold your money and your credit cards extremely tightly. And I've been a wallet guy my whole life. That my wallet just doesn't. That's just a fact, and I hate criticizing my wallet because I love my wallet.
Yep.
But the truth is, it doesn't hold it nearly as tightly as the carbon fiber wallet. It's not even close. So yeah.
Head to simplycarbonfiber.com/th and use TH10 for 10% off checkout.
Thank you so much, Simply Carbon Fiber. I highly recommend it. Go buy something from Simply Carbon Fiber
Immediately.
Okay, before we get into Vacheron Constantin, I want to do a quick, like we said before, announcement. We are hosting an event in New York City on June 8th, on Wednesday, June 8th.
Yes.
The details are all here. It's going to be a small event, 15 people over dinner and drinks. We're designing it for real engagement and conversation. We're not designing it to show off everything you have. We're not designing it to be a douche fest. We just want it to be just a very cool opportunity to meet people and discuss our interests, and obviously leading with watches.
Yes.
And that's it. We're going to be doing a lot of these, or a lot more of these, maybe one a quarter, maybe even more than that, I think. So again, here are the details. If you would like to come, there are only 15 spots, and it is private for a lot of reasons, safety being one of them. I don't even just mean health safety. We're dealing with expensive items, and I really want to keep this very tight and very safe.
Of course.
So shoot us an email with some things about you and your collection, so that we can try to put together the first list of people. You know, that's it. There again, if you are not, I'm sure we're gonna get a ton of messages. Probably 100, or the last event we had was like 140 people showed up, and that was like, and that was on short notice,
Yeah.
So we're gonna get a lot of applications. So I know you guys aren't all gonna be there because we're only taking 15 people, but I promise you, I'm making a commitment that we're gonna be doing more events, and I want to meet you all, and that's great. So we're gonna do it. I hope that you send me an email, and I can't wait to see some of you guys on June 8th. And the ones I don't see, I'll be seeing you soon at other events.
Yes.
Where we eat good wine, we eat good food and drink good wine and have good conversation.
Yes.
Boom. Shoot us an email, info@theaterhash.com.
Vacheron.
Oh, yeah. This isn't, I just saw this.
I don't know how to pronounce any of these words.
Let's just not.
Okay, cool. They did a tribute to great civilizations, which is fantastic. They did 4 watches, 5 of each watch.
Yep.
And this is a direct collaboration with the
Louvre.
This is a direct collaboration with them. This is their famous, essentially, some of their most famous and oldest holdings in the Louvre.
Love it.
I just wanted to show it to you. There's 5 of each. The series designed in close collaboration with the Louvre, and each watch references a piece in the museum's collection of antiquities. The Grand Sphinx de Tanis, Lion de... I'm going to mispronounce all of these. Lion de Doris, Victory de Samothrace, and Buste de Auguste.
Wow. It was useless. That was useless.
Wow. I went to an Italian restaurant.
Someone could make a song out of that. Like, they could remix your fucking butcher.
My tinny voice.
You went to an Italian restaurant?
I went to an Italian restaurant, and you are Italian, so I'm assuming when you go to an Italian restaurant, you pronounce things correctly.
Not in an obnoxious way. Like, give me a word.
Burrata. That's what you would say.
I don't say, un piatto di burrata, per favore.
Ready?
No, I don't say that.
You're me.
Yeah.
Point to what you want and say what you want, which is burrata.
I'd like an order of burrata.
Huh?
You're kidding me. Don't tell me that.
And I point to it,
you.
burrata. Oh, burrata. And walked away.
Please.
And then I was like, yeah.
Oh my God. With extra rib in your chest.
I was saying to the guy I was with, I was like...
That's obnoxious.
I was like, do you, like... If his name was Barata, I'd have to say it right. It's rude.
Sorry.
But if not, at dinner, I sound like a jerk.
How about I'm here giving you money?
Yeah.
Like, I'm here supporting your business. Shut the fuck up.
I'm going to give you a 3% tip.
Ugh.
That's generous.
Yeah, right. Exactly. No, that's weird. I don't I don't get it.
It's very awkward. But anyways, these watches are not awkward. But the one thing is...
The only one that does get me, and it doesn't bother me, it just, there's no sense in mispronouncing it. People say it's bruschetta. It's technically it's bruschetta. again,
Still
same
sounds
English.
American.
It's,
Yeah.
You know, it's bruschetta, but bruschetta technically.
Yeah.
Bruschetta. I don't know where that came from. It's just a weird.
Yeah, right. You were
But
just saying
we
it wrong.
mispronounce. I'm not Italian. I'm Italian American, so we mispronounce everything. I don't. And if I do, then I know we're doing it, and it's just cultural. But like everything, like Italian American is wrong. Like everything, which is hysterical.
That's why it's called Italian American.
Yeah,
It's so wrong.
Yeah, like Orecchietti, right? In English is like Italian Americans would call it like, like well, they just cut off everything else, like orecchiette, you know, or cavatelli, gavadil, like you know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
All that. Like it's kind of it doesn't bother me, but it is funny. Like it is funny when I hear it.
Yeah.
It's like wow, I don't know how that happened.
Just over time, you just keep cutting it off.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyways, these watches.
Oh, Italian. That's how all Italian people are. That's why I don't talk to Italian people.
It's very scary people.
They're not very nice.
Anyways, these watches, like I said, there's not a ton I wanted to say. Just show off the craftsmanship. My favorite is the Lion. I think that's gorgeous.
Yeah.
42 millimeters, and they're digital watches.
Also, the cases are beautiful too.
Oh, the cases are fantastic.
stunning.
They're made clearly just to show the art.
Tell me, what do you mean they're digital?
Digital, not as in.
No, I know what you
fourth
mean.
mover or
Yeah.
anything like that. But see right there. Boom, boom,
Oh,
boom, boom.
wow, very cool.
It's all digital.
Wow.
So like the jump hour that you have is technically a digital watch.
Yes. Wow, very cool.
Yeah, right? I really like that integration they did to basically, obviously time is the most and least important part of this watch.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like that is kind of tough to read considering that there's 4 different areas you have to read. But it's a great integration without mucking up the center of the watch.
I agree with that. I think it's very cool. I think they did a great job.
Oh yeah, same.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously reminds me of a lot of like the Patek Calatravas that are made in enamel that I really admire.
The craftsmanship is not new. The collaboration I feel like is fantastic.
That's what if I that's a ridiculous statement. If I started a watch company, this is what, because it's not what I would do.
Yeah.
But if I started a watch company that made like really elegant watches, first of all, if I started a watch company, it would make very elegant watches, probably dress watches that I would encourage people to wear casually.
Yes.
Which
You haven't thought about this,
I
right?
haven't thought about it right at all. And one of the things I would definitely do would be like either enamel, which would probably be financially prohibited, or not financially prohibitive. But otherwise, I would do like just like hand painted dials.
Yeah.
That are interesting and beautiful.
Yeah.
Because I find it so unique. It's just when I find it is objectively speaking so unique.
Yeah.
And I think it's great.
Yeah, and it's one of those things actually. In that angle, it's like the watch will be accurate; it will tell time.
It's
It
very
is not
swatchy.
crazy.
Like Swatch did, like the artist. I would do something like that. You
Yeah.
know, I would find like people whose art I thought is really interesting, and I would probably be like, "Hey, we're a very unimportant micro brand. This is not a big deal." But
Stop kidding
I would love
yourself.
to collab with you.
Yeah.
Like I'd love to share your artwork. I mean, let's find a fair number and let's do it because I think it would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Right? Is that what you're doing?
No, I was doing a Lizzo song.
I was doing
Rihanna?
What is
Yeah.
that?
Well, have you ever seen the original video?
Yeah.
I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you. when
Different
you're
time. I'll show it to you later.
older. Yeah, I'll show it to you much older.
Oh wow, it's nice.
Oh, that's gorgeous, right?
Oh wow, it's time and day and date.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
fantastic.
totally illegible.
Oh my god, that's what I mean. It's almost impossible to
Yeah,
read.
it's really cool though. That's beautiful.
Shall we get to the finale?
We shall.
We shall.
Before we get into Grand Seiko,
Yes.
and I'm excited for your thoughts on
Thank you.
this because it's quite bold for you to say that you have
Thank
an
you.
idea for Grand Seiko.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I want to talk about metals for a second. Yellow gold, white gold, the different carats of metals.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use the Theo and Harris Watch Shop as some reference points, and even finishing, and just color, and what these things are like to experience.
Sure.
So we got a couple of things here. Okay. Again, we have this 18 karat yellow gold AP day date moon phase. So 18 karat gold has a richer finish, a more yellow color.
Yes. More gold.
Now, it's not just that easy, though. And this is going to go a little bit further because some 14 karat yellow gold is, how about not all 14 karat gold is created equal.
Sure.
Depending on how it was treated, you can get a much richer color 14 karat yellow gold or a much paler color yellow gold.
Sure.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Again, examples, you've got this AP,
Yep.
solid gold day date moon phase. And then you've got, let's say, this day just 18 karat yellow gold.
Yep.
Now the difference here, because the color is very similar, but the difference is that this bezel is patinated.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Because solid gold doesn't patinate 24 karat.
Yep.
But 18 karat does because there are other metals, other alloys in the mix to make it 18.
Yep.
Okay. Another metal you've got here, white gold, like on this particular Mega Constellation, which has this crazy linen dial.
Yep.
That bezel, look at the difference in the color between the bezel and the case, which is steel.
Yeah, exactly. And it's one of those things where when you see white gold by itself, you think it looks like steel. When you put it next to steel, you realize it doesn't.
Exactly.
Yep.
Another example is bronze here. We've got a Hanhart, which was made in collaboration with Revolution watches.
Yep.
That, again, that is a very rich color bronze.
Yeah.
And there are a couple of different, shades out there, but this is a gorgeous orangey shade.
And it patina's like crazy.
And if you don't like the patina, it can be cleaned very easily.
Yeah.
Another, back to white gold bezels. Now look at these date justs, right? We have two date justs here, both the same reference, 16234. Now what I want to point out is compare the white gold case to the steel, white gold bezel to the steel case.
Yep.
Obviously difference in color.
Very.
But now compare it to the bracelet. The polished steel bezel looks, rather center links, look a lot more similar to the white gold than do the satin polished links.
Yep.
I just think that's all very interesting how they manipulate, finishing and metals and create a lot of levels to things.
Yeah.
There are a lot more levels than we realize. Yes.
Yeah.
One more, Omega Seamaster, waffle dial, insane watch.
You love me a waffle dial.
With rose gold hands logo indices.
Yes.
Nuts.
Yeah, brilliant.
Anyway, I just want to talk about that because I think that, again, we don't realize sometimes how much detail and attention went into these watches, particularly watches from like brands like Omega and Rolex that really took it a step further. And I think too, if you appreciate watches, you'll appreciate them all the more when you realize how interesting some of these details are we don't even think about. Like the carat of metal or like the finishing of the metal. It's not just a white gold bezel, Yeah,
right.
The difference in even the size of the ridges matters. And it creates a totally different aesthetic. So anyway, I'm very passionate about vintage watches. We have an entire watch shop dedicated to my passion for vintage watches. It's the Theo and Harris Watch Shop. We specialize particularly in Rolex and Omega, but we have a ton of other brands as well. Those are just our real core brands. So go ahead, take a look at the watch shop. I highly recommend vintage watches as a hobby. You're not going to get better watches dollar for dollar. The quality is just remarkable. Add in the historical interest and importance, and you're off the charts. Again, fantastic watches. If you would like to speak to me personally about buying one of these watches, shoot me an email at info@theoandharris.com, and I will get back to you. And that's it.
That's it.
Watch education.
What I want to see from Grand Seiko, an essay by Michael Christie. It's a pleasure to be here.
A memoir.
This is, we'll go through, I have a few of their watches that I just listed out quick. We'll go through those very quick. These are not we'll go through these very briefly.
What did someone say the other day? Because I didn't correct you on museum.
Yeah.
Such an odd pronunciation.
Museum. Crayon?
No, I say crayon.
That's right. That's what you say.
Not crayon.
I say crayon.
Why? Where are you from?
Cape Cod, baby.
Cape Cod, baby. This kid's from Boston.
Yeah, this guy's crazy from Boston.
My friend Sam says windmills as opposed to windmill, and you'd be surprised how often he uses the term windmill.
He's a big fan of them.
Yeah, my God. He's like, wow, it reminds me of like the windmills. I'm like, the wind what? And he's like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah, dude. Then he fights you.
Yeah, he's like, dude, you say stupid shit too. I'm like,
he goes like this and starts grunting like a bull. Like, Sam, stop.
Name one thing I said stupid. He's like, you, I'm sure it was something at some point. My mom used to tell me when I was a kid, she's like, yeah, that's right, Christian, because you're always right. I said, is that your best argument? Be right. Don't be mad at me that I'm right. Just be right instead. Yeah. Like, fucking judge and jury? Yeah, it's great. It's my childhood. You're like, sounds good being you.
Sounds good, boss.
You're always right.
You got it. You start slowly describing like this horrible fight. I'm like, oh, jeez.
Oh my God, it's horrible.
And that's nothing. I was right.
There's nothing. I was right.
Okay. Anyways, we're going to go over just a few Grand Seikos really quick. They are not the most important part of this, but they will tie in at the end. So this is from their Masterpiece collection. This is actually platinum, handmade, hand-finished, hand-polished, everything Zaratsu polish. Absolutely gorgeous. This is the Kinotaro Hattori, a 60th anniversary limited edition.
Amazing.
Crazy cool watch.
Yep.
Then we go to this. This is remember this watch. There's not too much to be said about it. This is the SBG R307, 3-day power reserve, 10-bar water resistance.
Just a good watch.
Yep. Then we go down. We have one more. Okay. This is kind of reminiscent of the watch I'm wearing, the Omiwatari. A little different. The texture of the dial is different, but the color is pretty similar. This is the SBGH295 10-bar 40 millimeters.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
This is their entire, well, not their entire, but
a large portion,
a representative collection of their sports collection. Yep. I feel like, and we've said this before briefly, I just want to extrapolate on it a little bit. I feel like Grand Seiko needs an Explorer comp.
I agree with you. 100%.
And what we've said before is like this Omiwatari dress watch, 30 meters water resistant, 70-hour power reserve. But taking this dial on a style that is not a bezeled GMT or diver or something like that.
Yes.
And putting it on a field style watch with maybe actual like indices or numbers, not indices, but something like that would be huge.
I have one watch from Grand Seiko that reminds me of what you're discussing here.
Okay.
Here,
I can look up here if you need to.
No. I'll do it.
See? Yes. That, I feel, I looked at this watch.
The 9F.
The 9F, I feel like is close to that.
But these are quartz.
Yes.
Yes.
They don't have like I would want to see Grand Seiko's, I'm using the Omiwatari dial specifically because I'm wearing it, but I want to see that DNA on a case that is meant to be out and about.
So this is a case that's meant to be out and about. That's a perfect case.
Yes.
And the dials are gorgeous, but you want to see more texture and Grand Seiko fucking insanity in the 9F, and you probably want a mechanical movement.
Yes. And add in...
I think you are absolutely 100%.
A 369 dial or something like that.
I could see them saying no to that.
They don't have anything with that.
Yeah,
so I think it would be a definite no. Yeah. I just want to see Grand Seiko's take on that. You know what I mean?
But I think that if they took the 9F and reimagined it as a mechanical watch and they put their dial, I think this is actually fucking incredible feedback to the brand. I'm not even kidding.
That would look gorgeous.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right.
I would love to see that.
Yes.
Yeah. 100 meters water resistance,
they could
something
probably
like
do
that.
It like $7,000 or whatever, and that would probably be one of the best Explorers on the market.
That thing would be insane.
Wow, you're so right.
Oh,
and I love these straps. Do it on a strap.
Of course.
A
strap that molds to your arm, so it just looks tight on your wrist and like you're going out.
Yeah, I love
that'd be fantastic. Yeah.
Wow, you're right. You're so right. You're dead on, man.
Wow. Not every day.
You're dead on. Have you ever considered going into product development?
I'm like, wait, I work with you. You're
like, dude, shut the
up. Dude, this is why you do. This is why you work for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're like, say it again.
Yeah.
You have a fork below us. You're going to stab me. I'm like, are you poking me with a fork? Shut the up.
You're like, you're not going to kill me with a fork.
Wow, this is beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is great. Good for you.
Thank you. That's really the only thing.
I hope you're hearing him loud and clear. By the way, I saw your notes. Very, very well thought out. Very, very smart.
Thank you.
I like your notes. I like your notes here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. I'm impressed by you sometimes. Very rarely.
Very rarely do you impress me, but when you do.
When you do, it's for a very brief period of time.
I think about it after work. I sit down and I pour some absinthe. And I trip balls and I think about it all day.
You know, it's funny. I was in Barcelona. Last week.
Yes.
So I finish up dinner and I walk down the block and I see this bar. I think it's really, really cool and it's all old and shit. Go in. I have a drink. I remember sitting there and just being like, I'm with Sal, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I had to just insert Sal into the video. Again.
Young girlfriend.
She doesn't watch these videos, but it's okay.
None of our people do.
No, they don't.
Have ever.
So I'm sitting in this bar and I'm saying to myself, like, this is such a Hemingway bar. Like a couple of the places that I've been to in different parts of the world, but even the places that Hemingway, I'm a big Hemingway fan, so I've been to a couple of places that he's been, whatever. But even in places that he hadn't been, like there's one place in La Marais in Paris that I really, really loved that wasn't even open when he was alive, so he couldn't have been there. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, oh, this is where he write a book. But this bar, I was like, this is where he'd write a book. Like, just sit here in like this room, you know? Mm-hmm. And long story short, I have 2 glasses of wine, basically leave. I walk back to the Champla. It's great. 2 weeks later, a week later, a week and a half later, I'm no longer in Barcelona. Mm-hmm. And I'm like thinking about this bar. I'm going back to Barcelona in July. And I'm like, oh, that bar was great. What was the name of that bar? Mm-hmm. And I go to look it up. And it turns out not only was it a bar Hemingway hung out, but it was also a bar Picasso hung out. So I was like, oh my God, this is I can't believe. And the reason I was like, wasn't because I knew it. that. Who cares? Of course
Yeah.
it was like that. It's very cliche. But it was more like I only spent 40 minutes or an hour there. Like, what an idiot. How did you waste that moment? And I kind of, I didn't waste it, but I kind of wasted it.
The first time. You said you're going back in July?
Yeah, I'm going to Barcelona in July. Well, I'm doing Barcelona, San Sebastian, and Positano. I'm gone for like 2 weeks. You know that, right?
No, I had no idea.
You for real?
I'm going to miss you so much.
I'm going to miss you so much, best friend.
Oh my God.
You're like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Anyway, it was super cool. I'm reading a Hemingway book right now called Dangerous Summer. Very, very cool. It's about bullfighting, summer 1959. Very, very cool. So if you guys are Hemingway fans, shoot me a DM on Instagram sometime because I love Hemingway. I just love Hemingway. I just love the way he describes things. And yeah, I love Hemingway.
What is
Also,
his famous?
I have literally manufactured my personality. Basically, like it's like 30% Hemingway, 30% Don Draper. That's 60% of a personality, and the rest of the 40% is basically childhood trauma. So
Yep.
you know,
Yep.
basically it.
And New Jerseyisms.
Yeah, I try to really water down how New Jersey, New York I am. You know,
Oh yeah, it's very subtle. It barely comes off.
it would be worse. Believe me, it would be worse.
Yeah. What is Hemingway saying? The thing about fancy writing versus his writing.
I don't know.
According to Oxford Word Blog, William Faulkner complained that Ernest Hemingway had never been known to use a word that might send his reader to the dictionary. A saucy Hemingway retorted, "Does he really think big emotions come from big words? He thinks I don't know the $10 words. I know them all right."
Yeah, that's great. Like,
Yeah.
that's so. I just think that, and again, there are probably, I'm sure there are better writers than Hemingway. It's just a writer that I have an affinity for, and it's just like the imagery was so good and specific, and I think he picked the right things to describe. Like, you know, I don't know. He just did. I think that. I think that I now remember things the way that he would, because I like, you know what I mean? I've almost like, when you read someone enough, you start to look at things their way.
Yeah,
you know?
okay,
like
yeah.
It's not that, you know, we're not two of a kind. It's just that I'm like, oh, that's right. Like, take
Yeah.
note of the color of the marble and how thin it was. And when you go to relive it with someone that you were there with, you're like, I remember what that room was like. You know, I don't remember what
Yeah.
it smelled like because I can't smell, but I remember,
Yeah,
I remember
right.
everything else.
Right,
you know?
right, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. He's awesome. I love Ernie.
Ernie.
Anyway, so that's it.
That's it.
Get the f*** out of here. Simply Carbon Fiber.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Thank you guys again for sponsoring this video. Go check out the website. Use the code for the discount. Highly recommend it. I'm gonna go take some calls in town and like this.
Whoa, nice case.
Shut the call on the phone.
Oh, yeah.
Simply Carbon Fiber.
I love the case though.
That's it. Thank you guys so much.